What's up, everyone? Welcome to Cracker. Got an interesting haul and some little bit of a story. Very cool. Went back to that comic book store I was telling you about where I got all those Darkhawks, and that place just keeps getting better and better. Truly does. I'm probably gonna have to run out of batteries, get new batteries, but hey, we're gonna try. Before we go out here, I walked in and the guy remembered me. He's like, "Hey," he's like, "You're the guy who bought all the Darkhawks, right?" I was like, "Yeah," and I got a pull list. It was free. I added so many friggin' things to it that I got a huge discount on. You get a discount on the back issues. You get a discount on the stuff that's pulled. It's awesome. It's an awesome comic book store, and I found my Graceland. And basically, my fiance and I were there, and we were talking to these guys for like over an hour and a half. It was just nuts. And he's like, I know you like the Darkhawk. I was like, yeah, and he's like, well, I just got a couple more in that we bought. We bought this really huge collection from a guy yesterday. Apparently, he was a lawyer, and he's like, yeah, I know you're a Spider-Man fan. He's like, you got to see this stuff. So I'm like, all right. He takes me over. He doesn't show me the Darkhawk, but he shows me this case that has all their old comics in it. Oh my God. One full case was just old, Amazing Spider-Man comics, and he had Amazing Spider-Man number one all the way through, like the entire series, but like the key issue stuff, like, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, blah blah blah. And of course, he had number 14, which is the first Green Goblin, and it was in the batteries. It was in the greatest shape I've ever seen that particular comic in my entire life. There was absolutely nothing wrong with it. There was no bends, there were no creases, there was no chipping. The damn thing looked like it was brand new, like it just came off the press. And I looked at it and I was like, I'm afraid to ask, because he had it in Mylar. There you go, hippie. It was gorgeous. And even my fiance was like, wow, look at that. I was like, yeah. And she's like, I've never seen it like that. I was like, yeah, because I've shown her dozens of them that I'm like, I want to buy it, I want to buy it. And I asked him, I was like, I'm afraid to ask how much that would go for. And he's like, 2. So I thought he meant 200. I'm like, because if he said 200, I was like, I'll take it. I looked at him, I was like, oh, really? He's like, 2,000. I was like, oh, you son of a bitch. $2,000. Oh my God. But then he said the magic word, layaway. Only problem is that the layaway thing, you got to pay them monthly. And for that amount, the layaway would be $300 a month. And I kind of said, I was like, oh God, because my fiance knows how much I want that book. And she's like, that's a really good thing, it actually is an investment because it's, and she was telling me this, not even the guy, she was like, it is an investment, that's one of those really old books, I know you want them, blah, blah, blah. She's like, you should do the layaway. But then when we found out how much the layaway price, when it's like $300 a month, because you have to do a percentage, I was like, I can't afford $300 a month, there's just no way. And even the guy's like, well, I can work with you, he's like, that's not a problem. He's like, can you do $250? And I'm like, I was like, I'd be able to do $100 a month, and even that's really stretching it if I don't want to ever buy a new book ever again for at least a while. He was like, you know what? He's like, I don't really know. He's like, if the owner will let us do that. He's like, because he's like, this is the only second time you've been in here. I guess it's kind of they're covering their own ass because, which I agree with, because they don't know me that well yet, and he's like, if you were coming here for years, he's like, it's a different story. He's like, because we know you'd come in. He's like, but we don't know what to do with that. He's like, so I'll ask the owner and we'll see what we can do. And he kind of took it out of the case and put it to the side to see what they can do with it. So if they can do $100 a month, then I just pretty much somewhat got myself a Amazing Spider-Man number 14. But we'll see. Because I also told him I was going to the convention and I wanted to see if I could find one, maybe a little lower grade. But I don't know. It's a really tough decision because it was such a nice book. Even had Amazing Spider number 20 that was in great condition. And I was like, oh my God. And the guy that was working, he's like, hey, he goes, we had number 4. He's like, but I got that out of the deal. He's like, I took it out of there and I bought it myself. He's like, because this guy's collection was insane. But let me show you the books I did get. Like I said, he's like, you're a Darkhawk fan. I got a couple more Darkhawks in, which I didn't have. But I'm going to show you that in a moment. I got some new ones. The Multiversity, which was an interesting book. The Wolverine Annual, 1 Month to Die thing. This actually sucked ass. I didn't like this one at all. The art sucked. The story sucked. I don't know. Alright, here's some Darkhawks. Darkhawk number 40. Sorry about that. Anyway, Darkhawk number 40, and I did not pay $2.99. I got it for $0.25 because they didn't put it in the bin yet. So that's friggin' awesome. And number 41 I got for a quarter, which is cool. Got this for a quarter, Fantastic Four number 3 with Jim Lee. Friggin' awesome. Trying to keep that stuff there, but alright. This one was kind of a goof. Amazing Spider-Man number 592. I gave my fiance, we were looking through Spider-Man comics, and I gave her a list, and of course my dumbass forgot to cross off number 592 that I already had it. So when she was looking at the list, she was just going down by the numbers, and she's like, 592, so she pulled it, and I didn't think anything of it when I knew I had all the 5s, because I thought she pulled 692, and I'm like, I think I have that one too, but I friggin' bought it, and I think I have this one already, because I know I have all the 5s, but I might not have this cover, so if I don't have this cover, I'm going to keep it. But if not, then it's going to have to go in my double bin. Alright, number 618, Amazing Spider-Man. I got all this stuff at a pretty damn good price. This was marked for $5. I got it for $2.50. Damn good price. Web of Spider-Man number 48. This was a $3.50 book. $3.50. $3.50. There we go. $3.50 book. I got it for $1 because of that discount right now. Number 41. Got it for $1. It was another $3.50 book. Now this is cool. Harley Quinn, the blank cover, invades Comic-Con International San. Damn batteries are annoying. But anyway, I got the blank cover strictly because when I go to this convention, I want to have artwork drawn on it. So we'll see, and this is the actual San Diego Comic-Con International variant. Yay! But moving on, something else I got, pretty damn cheap. Oh yeah, and I got a discount on that. He was charging cover price, but he gave it to me for $3. And this was $8. I saw it in the case, and I could not pass it up because I haven't seen one in this good condition in a long time. But he gave it to me for $4, and that is Hawkman with his wings. And they flap, sort of. But, yeah, he's a little, as you can see, he just kind of bends. He's really loose. Sorry, this battery thing's getting annoying. They're not even dead. They're just, this thing claims they're dead, but they're not even dead batteries. It's annoying. But anyway, yeah, so he's actually in really, really good condition. And, it was funny because the guy was like, oh, he's like, I flapped his wings a couple times. I was like, did you have any battles with him? He's like, no battles. But I was like, yeah, I have one. I was like, but he doesn't have his wings, and he's kind of roughed up. But I wanted one for my display, so he's like, oh, that's cool, man. He's like, yeah, you collect them? I was like, yeah, sometimes. So he's like, I'll give it to you for $8. He's like, I'll give it to you for $4. He's like, it's $8. I'm like, that's awesome. And then a discount on all the other stuff. Very cool. And I got a Batman 75th anniversary bag, which was friggin' cool. But that will do it for the haul. I love this comic book store. It's friggin' fantastic. And I don't know, man. I think $2,000 is a lot of money. I was gonna try to talk the guy down, maybe like $1,500 or $1,000, but I don't think he would even go down that low. Especially if I'd have to talk to the owner. I don't know. I just found it funny that my fiance's like, "Oh my God," she's like, "You should just get that." And I was like, "Oh, we don't have the money." "Oh, but if it's layaway and we can figure a way to pay for it," she's like, "I know how happy you'd be if you had that." And she's like, "You've never seen it in that kind of a condition before, and especially in the wild, if you want to go that route." But yeah, that was just it was amazing. And to see Amazing Spider-Man number 1 in that great a condition, just all the ones in that case they had to have been minimum a 9.8, 9.6, 9.8, and for books that are that old in that kind of condition, I was amazed. I was absolutely amazed. I was like, that is insane. And he had some other awesome ones, because last time I went, I didn't get a chance to look at the cases or the back issues really. And he had the first appearance of Iron Fist, the Marvel Premiere 15. He wanted $400 for it, but that thing was in insane shape. I mean, everything in that case was like near mint. It was nuts. It really was. But that's my dilemma. I mean, I'm going to see if I can find one at the convention, because I'm going to have a little bit of cash, hopefully, if things don't go any worse than they did, because my fiance's car, of course, broke down, and then also didn't pass inspection, so we had to have this whole thing redone on the car. It cost us $950, which basically half of it came out of my convention money. So right now I'm down to about $225 for my convention. Yeah, I don't know. Originally I would have had 600 and something. Now I'm down to 225. I'm hoping my next paycheck will be somewhat large, because if it's not, I'm screwed. But at least I'll try to get as many autographs as I can, and try to get some books. but I won't be able to get any big ticket items, or probably won't even have any money for a sketch. But we're gonna try. We're gonna see what we can do here, what we can move around. But anyway, thank you all for watching, and I'm still shaken from that Amazing Spider-Man number 14, because it was amazing, just amazing. I can't say enough about it. But anyway, thank you all for watching. You know I appreciate it. You know, you can like, comment, subscribe if you want, all that good stuff. And I'll have plenty more to come, because like I said, I get a paycheck now, so I can actually buy stuff. Yay! Later, everyone.